Welcome to the 2020 Real Heroes event, where business leaders celebrate the staff and volunteers of Clark County's amazing educational system. This is our 7th year of celebrating education in Clark County, and we have another outstanding class of honorees. Let's get started by thanking those who make this project possible.
The Learn Here project is made possible by 3 organizations who place a high value on our quality educational system. First is Real Living, the real estate group. Chad and Holly Sessions are building one of the metro area's most successful real estate firms, receiving straight A's from their clients and among the best scores of real estate companies nationwide. Second is Northwest Capital Mortgage. Chris Hill and his team are masters at helping people finance and refinance their property so that you can make this area your home for life. Third is the Port of Vancouver. The clients and tenants of the Port of Vancouver passed the test as the county's largest employer. Juliana Marler's organization received extra credit for their commitment to stewarding our environment while keeping the region's freight and commerce moving. These great organizations understand that the secret to a great community is a strong educational system. And behind that system are thousands of volunteers and staff who go above and beyond, and they are the ones we recognize today. Given the COVID-19 pandemic, we've taken our program to an online format this year, and that is made possible by Waste Connections. Cindy Holloway and the team at Waste Connections are such great community partners, keeping our community clean and orderly while giving back in so many ways. And now, a word from Identity Clark County President, Ron Arp.
Hello, friends, and thanks for joining us. You will love hearing the remarkable work of staff and volunteers as they prepare our next generation for a great life and career right here in Clark County. The business leaders of Identity Clark County strongly believe in our educational system as the foundation of our community for generations. We want those who receive an education here to spend a lifetime in our community, building and working at great companies, participating and leading in government and society, building strong families and communities, and giving back. So whether you're a multi-generation family or new to the area, we want you to know that Clark County is the perfect place to land, live, and learn for a lifetime.
Let's begin our tour of Clark County as we visit a dozen fine institutions and discover the 2020 real heroes of our educational system.
We begin with Battleground Public Schools.
The Battleground District in suburban north central Clark County serves 13,500 K-12 students. Its 2 high schools are Battleground and Prairie.
If you want to train highly capable students, begin with highly capable educators, perhaps those with a military background and tremendous courage to make improvements wherever needs emerge, like Selena Machida, who served her country and now serves primary school students, recognizing that she's preparing the next generation of leaders. In the COVID era, this means that you use creative tools such as videos and hands-on activities so students can blend the physical and virtual environments to learn and grow together. She believes collaborative environments help every student thrive, thereby reducing the achievement gap. Selena, we salute you. When it comes to exposure to addictive substances, don't get Kathy Deschner started. For 20 years, she supported women across Clark County through the YWCA. Then tragedy struck very close to home. Kathy took to the classroom, the dinner table, and the neighborhood meeting a message that the best way to deal with drug abuse is to prevent any exposure in the first place. Through Prevent Together, Battleground Prevention Alliance, Kathy has mobilized health professionals to impress upon teens, parents, and guardians that prevention is even more effective than recovery. Kathy's passion undoubtedly has saved lives and heartache for thousands in our community.
And now, Camas School District.
The thriving Camas School District in suburban southeast Clark County serves about 7,700 K-12 students. Its mascot is the Papermakers, honoring the city's timber products heritage.
5 years ago, Tammy Westmoreland and her 4 kids became proud Camas citizens. The stay-at-home mom restarted her career through the school food service program, first as a dishwasher and now as food services coordinator. As an alert mom, Tammy knew the COVID pandemic was going to cost kids a daily source of meals, and kids can't learn on an empty stomach. So she enlisted hundreds of volunteers and buses and launched an innovative meal delivery program. First for 100 and eventually for 400 who rely on the district for meals. While conditions changed, Tammy never lost focus on serving her community. Finite supplies of personal protective equipment met their match. Infinite resource. The Camas-based team of extracurricular mentors embraced the critical shortfall of PPE equipment at the height of the COVID pandemic and sprung into action. They coordinated a manufacturing supply chain at students' homes using the district's 3D printers and a porch pickup and delivery system. Some 20,000 face and eye shields were made and delivered by the student and mentor team and distributed to 97 facilities, including Peace Health, Legacy Salmon Creek, and OHSU, just to name a few. Students got real-life experience while addressing a life-saving need.
Next up is Clark College.
Clark County's own public college features a variety of associate, bachelor, and certificate programs for about 7,000 students in specialties ranging from dentistry to mechatronics. It serves more than 2,000 high school juniors and seniors who take courses earning college credits through the Running Start program.
Anyone who has ever had a bad experience or made a bad decision should wish to know Heather Adams. As a student services leader, Heather has developed a proven record of demonstrating that grace in darker moments and necessary redirection can put students back on track. She emphasizes the value of how making good decisions now can lead to a stable, productive career and life. Her support services have continued seamlessly despite the pandemic through use of video conference technology and her relentless compassion for each Clark College student. We live in a generous community. For nearly a half-century, individuals have been donating to the Clark College Foundation in support of future students and facility improvements. Eric Merrill sought to build on that legacy. The retired corporate executive of Waste Connections spearheaded a $35 million comprehensive campaign over 5 years, supporting scholarships and ongoing endowments for Keystone programs. The program makes Clark College one of the nation's 5 most successful community college foundations, having raised more than $100 million to supplement public funds and tuition, and making college education more attainable for thousands.
Moving on to Evergreen Public Schools.
Evergreen Public Schools supports more than 25,000 students, grades K through 12 in East Vancouver. Its 4 high schools are Evergreen, Mountain View, Heritage, and Union. It oversees the Henrietta Lacks Health and Bioscience High School and Cascadia Tech Academy.
Thousands of kids around the country rely on 1 and sometimes 2 meals a day through their school system. So what happens when a pandemic hits? Jennifer Misfelt and Hussein Akhtahavardri figured out a way to continue delivering thousands of meals daily to kids throughout Evergreen Public Schools, utilizing hundreds of bus routes and volunteers. Despite the challenges, their team adopted the motto, "Everything is figure-outable." Jennifer and Hussein, we thank you from the bottom of our heart and the bottom of our stomach. Henry Schuck became a household name in Vancouver when his company ZoomInfo became the region's most successful IPO ever in June 2020. However, Henry has been building his company and giving back for years. He created a holiday donation drive competition where his employees could donate essential items to Evergreen Public Schools Family and Community Resource Center, which supports students in need. He then boldly proposed a financial match, dollar for dollar, with his many employees. The response was overwhelming, and Henry held to his promise, resulting in nearly $500,000 donated to the district.
And now, Hawkinson School District.
The Hawkinson School District serves about 2,000 K-12 students in rural northeast Clark County, situated at the foothills of the Cascade Mountain Range. Hawkinson sets the county pace for high school graduation rates.
For 4 decades, Sharon Villa has served in many different capacities in the educational system. But what she's really developed is a finely tuned ability to detect root causes for why students act the way they do. As a school psychologist, Sharon shapes students' mental and emotional health through active communication and building healthy relationships. As a pro-kid champion, she acknowledges, recognizes, and advocates for students, regardless of their circumstances. When kids are valued and understood, they excel both academically and socially. The McBride family knows a thing or two about special touches. When it comes to honoring and appreciating teachers, Betsy McBride is always there with a birthday gift and a kind word. So when a pandemic hits and you can't do that in person, she finds another way, like blanketing the community in appreciation yard signs or hand-producing more than 500 masks for staff members. And here's another idea. For students who couldn't attend an in-person 8th grade promotion, she coordinated care packages to help celebrate. Who knows what she'll think of next?
Next is the International Air and Hospitality Academy.
The International Air and Hospitality Academy is a homegrown private career training program that has prepared 20,000 for careers over 40 years. Around 800 students completed focused programs that prepare them for careers in airline services as chefs and food preparers, as renewable energy technicians, and as railroad engineers.
The International Air and Hospitality Academies and DABs has built a reputation of straight talk among prospective students. If they have interest, she wants to work with them to assure they are set up for success and prepared to start their training career. The Portland native moved to Vancouver herself for lower housing costs and better schools. She finds tremendous satisfaction in helping young adults find their rewarding service and technical careers in cuisine, airline services, renewable energy, and railroad operations. Says Anne, it's amazing what these careers have done to change students' long-term family trees. Laura Bauman became exposed to the airline industry babysitting for a flight attendant. She decided early that she too wanted to become a flight attendant, realizing her desire with JetBlue in California, staffing corporate flights and an air shuttle. Then she fastened her seatbelt into a teaching role at the academy, creating a fun classroom environment while preparing airline services students for takeoff. She wants her graduates to land positions among the crowds, noting that one airline alone sorted through 100,000 applications one year to find their future flight attendants. She walks the talk, believing quality airline service begins in the classroom.
On to La Center School District.
The La Center School District in rural northwest Clark County serves about 1,700 K-12 students and is situated along the East Fork of the Lewis River. La Center has national acclaim among football fans as originator of the fast-moving Wildcat offense.
Danielle Rivers and Aaron Yuskoski are a pair of district nurses who have a pulse on the health and well-being of students and staff at La Center. It goes far beyond scrapes, band-aids, and dispensing medicine. This pair promotes a safe and healthy environment through such programs as Play Smart Youth Heart Screening, a youth health program completing free EKGs on every student and providing CPR training from EMTs. When COVID hit, they sprung into action as the COVID response team, preparing staff and students for shutdown, securing necessary protective equipment, and preparing the facilities for reopening. What do they like best? Forming bonds with the students and staff. But they will always remember saving the life of a teenager who suffered cardiac arrest. What does a 4-time published author do in his retirement? He makes himself available through coaching and mentoring young people. Go for life is the motto of Vietnam veteran Jim Cheskowick, who shares his rich life experiences with young people in La Center. Whether subbing in the classroom or coaching football on the field, Jim uses every minute with students to encourage personal and academic growth. A heart attack and 2 bouts with cancer have only provided more motivation for Jim to support the next generation of La Center students.
And now, Ridgefield School District.
The Ridgefield School District in northwest Clark County serves 3,500 K-12 students in one of the state's fastest growing communities. Its mascot is the Spudders, honoring the region's agricultural heritage.
Austin Beal has come up with a new formula to make math interesting to students in Ridgefield. It goes like this: numbers plus humor equals lasting learning. Austin understands from his days as a coach that deep learning requires a productive struggle, and a productive struggle can be made enjoyable, even though it's challenging. That's what his favorite teachers did for him, and that's what he's replicating now. Austin challenged himself this year to create online tutorials to assure that every one of his students leaves his class ready to perform and full of memories. The results are exponential. Meredith Gudger-Rains has faith. Faith in our educational system, as well as faith in every student deserving and benefiting from quality education. That's why the community pastor is quick to preach the importance of in-class learning and modern educational facilities. Meredith was an advocate of Ridgefield's successful 2017 school bond and carries forward a powerful message to her fellow citizens as Ridgefield comes to grips with needing expansion to serve its fast-growing population.
Next is Vancouver Public Schools.
Vancouver Public Schools is at the heart of downtown Vancouver, serving more than 23,000 K-12 students. Its 4 high schools are Fort Vancouver, Hudson's Bay, Columbia River, and Skyview. It oversees Vancouver iTech Preparatory and Vancouver School of Arts and Academics.
With nearly 100 spoken languages among the student population in Vancouver Public Schools, cultural diversity is an everyday experience. For Ty Bainter, it's second nature. The former Peace Corps volunteer turned teacher now leads the district's dual language programs. She helps students carry the tradition of their family culture through non-traditional teaching methods like song and dance. Whether she's in Central America or in Central Vancouver, Ty brings her classroom to life in multiple languages. When her son started kindergarten, Leilani Casanova Brunel dropped into a PTA meeting. Today, she finds herself PTA president. She believes that when everyone pitches in a little bit, something big is bound to happen. Like when she reached out to parents and staff to coordinate a small meal route for families in need during COVID-19 and received an overwhelming response of support. By organizing an abundance of volunteers, Leilani is discovering new ways to support students and families, including no-cost parent-student activities, while positively supporting classroom learning.
And now, Washougal School District.
The Washougal School District in rural southeast Clark County serves about 3,300 K-12 students and is situated alongside the scenic Columbia River Gorge.
Brenda Hitchens was a noted chef in Clark County, Nevada, the home of Las Vegas, but took a gamble on another Clark County, this one in Washington. She quickly found a new home at Washougal High School as a culinary teacher. She has built a vocational and career program by preparing emerging foodies for continuing education in culinary arts, while they receive practical experience serving made-to-order meals for fellow students. Now her learning menu is expanding through video conferencing to bring chefs from their kitchens across the country to her virtual classroom. Now there's some food for thought. You may have heard the adage, today's readers are tomorrow's leaders. Susan Bennett and Pat Suggs are betting backpacks that's the case. As leaders of the General Federation of Women's Clubs of Camas Washougal, Susan and Pat have adopted an incentives-based reading program supporting students in need. And that's not just one book, that's a backpack full. Providing this opportunity where young children's lives are enriched through reading, Susan and Pat believe the program sparks children and parents' imagination, taking them on the journey of a lifetime.
Moving next to the Washington State School for the Blind.
Clark County serves as host for Washington State School for the Blind, a statewide school preparing those with visual impairments for careers in life. Along with the State School for the Deaf, Clark County has offered these programs since 1886.
The Washington State School for the Blind is home for residential students who hail from all corners of the Pacific Northwest and internationally. This requires additional efforts to care for their health and well-being, as well as their classroom learning. And that's the work of Robin Williams, the lead campus nurse who treats all students with respect, admiration, and care. She has become the heartbeat of the on-campus health center and the driving force behind campus health management. Our second real hero from the School for the Blind is volunteer Kevin Danley. Kevin is a professional chef with a heart for giving back. He found his home by volunteering his time, teaching students how to cook using senses other than sight. Whether it's enjoying the aroma of vanilla or rolling out fresh pizza dough, students enjoy the sensory experience while learning life skills to facilitate independent living. When COVID hit, his popular classes took another dramatic shift, and Kevin now produces videos from home where his unique training is being used now and will be for generations to come.
And finally, Washington State University, Vancouver.
Clark County is home to the Vancouver campus of Washington State University, the metro area's only Tier 1 research institution. The commuter-style campus serves 3,500 students studying digital arts and education to life sciences and engineering. More than 90% of alums call this area home and stay here for their career.
Over the last few years, WSU Vancouver has made a deliberate effort to welcome a diverse range of people to their commuter campus, and today, that's more than 30% of their student population. Supporting that effort is Dr. Obi Ford III, who came in with a commitment to make everyone feel like they belong on campus. He created a program course to do just that, and in just 2 years, more than half of the staff and faculty have completed that program. Through Obi's leadership, everyone is welcomed at WSU Vancouver. A man who spent his life launching NASA rockets now helps engineering students launch their careers. Klein Frazier comes from a family with a legacy of giving to WSU. Starting with his grandparents, the families have 4 named scholarship funds, while Klein finds joy lending his years of expertise to the Vancouver rocket team. He says working with sharp, passionate students gives him faith for the future. How's that for an uplifting story? There you have it. I hope you are as inspired as we are to learn more about our real heroes and our great educational system. A special thanks to our Learn Here project partners, Real Living, the Real Estate Group, Northwest Capital Mortgage, and the Port of Vancouver. And a special thanks to Chad Sessions, Chris Hill, and Juliana Marler for your tour of Clark County. And thanks to Waste Connections for making this virtual production possible. While we've shared remarkable stories of individuals who go above and beyond, the truth is, we have thousands of people working hard to make our schools special, which includes staff and volunteers, parents, and many others. Anyone involved in our educational system is a hero, especially in these difficult times. So thanks to all of you. The Learn Here project is a special project of Identity Clark County, a nonprofit business leaders group that strives to make Clark County an even better place to land, live, and learn for a lifetime. More information about Identity Clark County is available at www.iccbusiness.org.